You know that feeling. When you look around at relationships, maybe yours, your friends, family, and it just feels like keeping that connection strong is, well, harder now.
Oh, absolutely. A lot of people feel that way, I think. The whole way we live and connect has just changed so much, hasn't it?
It really has. And that's exactly what we're diving into today.
Yeah.
We've got this script here from the Wasi Show. It's called Why Modern Love Struggles to Last and How to Make It Endure.
Sounds promising.
Yeah, so think of this as our way to really get under the hood, figure out why love feels so challenging sometimes these days, and crucially, what the script suggests we can, actually do about it.
So finding some practical takeaways from their discussion.
Exactly. The mission is to pull out those useful, heartfelt strategies for, hopefully, building relationships that, well, last.
And it sounds like the script tries to offer that, not just the problems, but actual solutions.
Yes, precisely. It lays out the issues, but then pivots to actionable advice. So, okay, let's get into it.
Let's do it.
The Wasi Show script kicks off by tackling that big question. Why do relationships that start off so great sometimes fizzle out? And it flags three main reasons in modern life. First up, the distraction dilemma.
Yes. This one's huge. And it's seeped into everything.
Right.
The script talks about that constant buzz notifications, social media feeds, feeling like you have to be on all the time online. Our attention is just split, pulled in a million directions.
It really is. And the example they use, it's so spot on. You're in the room with someone you love, but
You're scrolling, mentally checked out.
yeah, I mean, I've done it.
Yeah.
And I've definitely had it done to me. It feels awful. Does research actually back this up, this divided attention thing?
It does, yeah. There's quite a bit of work in social psychology showing that even just having a phone visible nearby.
Yeah, even if you're not using it.
Exactly. Even just its presence can actually reduce feelings of closeness, empathy, that connection you get in a face-to-face chat. It's like part of your brain is always waiting for it to interrupt.
Wow. Okay, so it really does detract from being fully present.
You can't quite tune in fully to the other person, to their, nonverbal cues, the nuances.
So you're building these little digital walls
Right.
without even realizing it. Okay. The second culprit the script mentions is unrealistic expectations,
Oh, this is a big one too. Think about everything we see.
like movies, social media.
Right. These highly polished, often totally unrealistic versions of love. Everything looks so easy, doesn't it? Every moment is like
Right.
perfect.
Yeah, the highlight reel. And the script really nails this. It says, this makes us expect that same perfection in our lives.
Yeah.
Perfect partner, perfect dates, just perfect everything.
Which, of course, isn't how real life or real relationships work.
Not at all. Anyone who's been in one long-term knows
Yeah.
it's messy sometimes. It takes work, patience, forgiveness.
Exactly. And the script contrasts that reality with the sort of fairy tale we're often sold. I do wonder, though, haven't people always had romantic ideals? What makes now so different?
That's a really good point. I think maybe it's the sheer volume and the constant curated nature of it today, especially visually. It's not just a few movies anymore. It's hundreds, thousands of perfect moments flashing past on your phone every day. It's a relentless comparison.
That makes sense. It's the scale and the accessibility of the comparison. It sets the bar impossibly high.
And when our real, perfectly imperfect partners or relationships don't hit that fantasy benchmark.
It leads straight to disappointment. You feel like something's wrong, even when it might be perfectly normal.
Yeah. Okay, and the third struggle the script points to is a lack of commitment to growth.
This one's interesting, right? Because we hear so much about self-care, personal goals, being independent.
Which are all good things. The script isn't saying ignore yourself.
No, not at all. Self-care is vital. But it points out that real lasting love, romantic, friendship, family, it needs some give and take.
Right. A bit of sacrifice sometimes. Compromise. Prioritizing the we, not just the me.
Exactly. Mutual support. And it suggests that relationships need to evolve. If you're not growing together emotionally, mentally, maybe even spiritually,
Then you risk just drifting apart, stagnating.
that's the idea. The connection kind of fades if it's not actively nurtured through shared development. Could that just be, a side effect of us being more individualistic now?
That's possible. More autonomy is great in many ways, but maybe the flip side is that focusing so much on our own path.
Means we pay less attention to the shared path, the relationship itself.
Yeah, maybe it becomes less of a priority without us even meaning for it to, and then you just drift quietly.
Okay, so those are the big challenges identified in the script.
Right.
Distractions, impossible expectations, and neglecting shared growth.
Right. But like we said, it doesn't just leave us there feeling kind of hopeless, it offers solutions, corresponding ones.
Good. So what's the first one?
It's beautifully simple, but maybe hard to do. Be present.
Simple but radical, like you said, in this day and age.
Totally. The script basically says, put the phone down, intentionally. Make time for actual, uninterrupted quality moments.
Like a proper date night. Or just coffee with a friend where you're both focused. Family dinner without screens.
Yes. And the key is that full attention, really listening, noticing how they seem, showing them they have your focus right then.
It even gives a practical tip, doesn't it? Something about a no-screen rule.
Yeah, like maybe try for 1 hour a day, screen-free, when you're with loved ones. It's about being mentally and emotionally there, not just physically in the same room.
Signaling you matter more than whatever might pop up on this screen.
Exactly. Rebuilding connection, one present moment at a time. Okay, solution number 2 requires a bit of a mental shift. Embrace realistic love.
So tackling those expectations head on.
Yep, letting go of the fairy tale. The script encourages us to accept that love isn't about finding a perfect person.
Because there aren't any.
Probably not. It's more about building an imperfect life together with another imperfect person, accepting their flaws and, well, our own too.
That feels healthier. And it suggests shifting focus, right? Instead of looking at what's missing compared to the fantasy.
Focus on what's actually there. The effort someone makes. Their kindness. The little things you appreciate about them. Even the quirks.
That requires a conscious effort, though.
It does. And I like this practical idea from the script. Try writing down maybe 3 things you're grateful for about someone each week.
Oh, I like that.
Simple, right. But it could really help shift your perspective, make you appreciate the real stuff more.
Definitely deepens appreciation. Okay, and the third solution.
Grow together.
This links back to that third problem, the lack of shared growth.
Exactly. It frames love as this journey, and it's stronger if you're growing as a team, not just as individuals on separate tracks.
So how do you do that? What does growing together look like?
Well, the script suggests setting shared goals. Could be anything, really. Praying together if you're spiritual, learning a new skill, working on communication.
What kinds of activities work best for that, do you think?
Things that need you to cooperate, maybe. Support each other. The script mentions couples reading a book and talking about it, taking a class. For friends or family, maybe volunteering together, tackling a project, sharing a hobby. Things that build shared experience and require teamwork.
Makes sense. Creates shared memories and forces you to navigate things together.
And the script also specifically mentions nurturing a spiritual connection as a powerful way to grow together.
Like praying together, as you said, or maybe reflecting on shared values,
Yeah.
faith.
It presents that as a kind of anchor for the relationship, something deeper that holds you together.
Giving a shared sense of purpose, maybe?
Yeah.
A way to handle the tough stuff together?
I think so. So if we boil it all down, the message seems to be, love doesn't just fade away on its own. It struggles when we let these modern pressures, distraction, perfectionism, neglecting shared growth, take over.
But we're not helpless.
Right. That's the hopeful part. We can choose to push back, choose presence, choose realism, choose to grow together.
It's about being intentional, isn't it? Moving from just letting relationships happen to us to actively building and nurturing them.
Yes. Love needs that conscious effort. Ongoing choices.
It really does.
So for you listening, here's a little challenge for the week, inspired by this script. Pick one person, partner, friend, family member, and do one intentional thing to strengthen that bond.
Just one small thing.
Could be a real phone-free chat, a small kindness, even just telling them something you genuinely appreciate about them.
It's amazing how much impact those small, deliberate acts can have over time.
Absolutely. Because love, in all its forms, it's just so valuable, isn't it? But like anything precious, it needs care. It needs attention to really thrive.
So keep exploring, keep nurturing those connections.
And remember that growth, individually and together, it's not a one-off thing. It's a journey.
A lifelong one.
Thanks for taking this deep dive with us today.
See you next time.